everyone, welcome back to the channel where we take tricky maths questions and break them down into simple step-by-step explanations. Today we're diving into a classic geometry problem involving an isosceles triangle, some angle work and even a sneaky little ratio. It's a great one for sharpening those reasoning skills. Before we get into the question, let's take a moment to talk about isosceles triangles, because understanding what they are is key to solving this question. So what is an isosceles triangle? An isosceles triangle is a triangle that has two sides of equal length, and they're often marked with a little line on them, as you can see in the diagram. The key thing to remember about isosceles triangles is this: the angles opposite those equal sides must be equal. So in the diagram, the angles marked in red must be equal because the two upper sides are also equal. Think of it like this: if you were to fold the isosceles triangle down the middle, the base angles would line up perfectly, which means they must be equal. Let's take this knowledge and apply it to the question. Here we are told that triangle ABD is an isosceles triangle, and specifically that side BD and BA are equal. This tells us straight away that the angles at A and the angle at D must be equal, which we can go ahead and label on the diagram. Angle A is marked as X, so we can go ahead and mark angle D with an X as well, because they are equal as a property of isosceles triangles. So now in the triangle we have X degrees at angle A, X degrees at angle D, and Y degrees at angle B. Another fact about triangles is that the sum of all the interior angles is 180. This is true for both a straight line and a triangle, and we will get onto the straight line in a moment. However, we're not done with all of the information in the question yet. We are also given a ratio telling us that the ratio of x to y is 2 to 1. This means that for every y value we have 2x, which can be written as 2y is equal to x. Now let's go ahead and compile all the information into our question. We know that the sum of the interior angles is 180 degrees, and our triangle consists of angles x, x and y. In other words, we can create the equation x plus y is equal to 180 degrees. Combining like terms, we get 2x plus y is equal to 180 degrees. From the ratio, we know that 2y is equal to x. We can now substitute this into our equation so that we can solve for a variable. Right now, the equation is unable to be solved because there are two variables in one equation. By substituting this in, we can get just one equation in one variable. So anywhere there is an x, we will substitute it with 2y. This gives us 2 lots of 2y plus y is equal to 180 degrees. Expanding the brackets gives us 4y plus y is equal to 180 degrees. Or simply 5y is equal to 180 degrees. To get the y value on its own, we must now divide by 5 on both sides. This gives us y is equal to 180 divided by 5, which calculated means y is equal to 36 degrees. We can now substitute this back in to find our x values as well. Because x was equal to 2y, we can substitute our y value in to get x is equal to 2 lots of 36, which when calculated gives us x is equal to 72 degrees. Using our answers, we can now go on to calculate w. Let's go back to the diagram and take a look at the angle w. We're shown that angle w and angle y combine to make a straight line. A key point that we mentioned earlier in the video is that angles on a straight line add up to 180. We can use this information to create another equation in terms of w and y. We can use the equation w plus y is equal to 180 degrees, using the information on our diagram and the fact that sum of angles on the straight line is 180 degrees. We calculated y a little while ago and found that y was equal to 36 degrees. Let's now substitute that in to our equation in terms of w and y. We get w plus 36 is equal to 180 degrees. We can now subtract 36 from both sides to get w on its own. This gives us w is equal to 180 minus 36, which comes out to w is equal to 144 degrees. And there we have it. We have our final answer. We can do a quick visual check to see that w should be larger than the angle y, which is confirmed in our final answer because y was 36 degrees and w was 144. To solve our question to get w is 144, we use three key concepts. What an isosceles triangle tells us about angles, the sum of angles in a triangle being 180 degrees, and angles on a straight line summing to 180 degrees. If this has helped you out, do drop a like, hit subscribe, and stick around for more walkthroughs just like this. You've got this, one angle at a time. See you in the next video.